father-to-be the Duke of Sussex is already demonstrating the behavior typical of an alpha papa, a body language expert has revealed. Prince Harry, 34, displayed physical signals that he was feeling concerned and protective over his pregnant wife Meghan, 37, and their unborn child as they carried out engagements in Merseyside on Monday. Body language expert and author Judy James noted how Harry adopted a bodyguard stance and towed Meghan, who is thought to be due in April, from one appearance to the other as he took up the role of leader and protector. He also showed his empathetic nature by preempting any discomfort Meghan might be experiencing, placing a hand on her lower back, where pregnant women can commonly experience pain, and pulling out a chair so she could take a seat. Here, Judy analyses 5 key moments that serve to show just how seriously Harry is taking his role as father-to-be. The tow-along handhold. Judy says, this tow-along ritual places Harry in the role of leader and protector, with his hand placed emphatically on top in the encompassing hand clasp. His raised head and steely gaze plus the way he offers the crowds a rather businesslike, low wave of recognition seem to signal he's taking his new role of father-to-be very seriously rather than joking around as he used to do. Meghan's bump cradling makes a happy and proud feature of her pregnancy, but she seems to face-check her husband and smile as though slightly amused by his alpha papa stance. The tow-along is a technique Harry has used on a number of previous outings, including on the royal tour of Australia, New Zealand, Tonga and Fiji last year. A hand to ease her pain. At one point while speaking to well-wishers, Harry placed a hand on the small of Meghan's back, potentially demonstrating an awareness of the discomfort his pregnant wife might be experiencing. Harry gently but telling places his hand flat on the small of Meghan's back here, suggesting he's learnt the right spots where the backaches can start, Judy notes. This suggestion of father-to-be empathy and even sympathy receives a reciprocal gesture from Meghan here, who leans her torso and slightly towards his as they chat to their hosts. Leading in bodyguard mode. The prince is eager to ensure his wife is looked after, even as they move between engagements. This sits in contrast to Meghan's focus, which is celebrating her blooming baby bump. Judy says, for Meghan it is all about displaying her baby bump and sharing her joy and excitement with the crowds, but Harry appears to be more in bodyguard mode here, walking ahead and stretching his left arm back and out to usher and steer his wife along. Comforting with a reciprocal hug. Judy says, this pose suggests Harry's desire to protect and show concern versus Meghan's desire to do the same. As he chats to the crowds, Harry placed an encircling arm around Meghan's upper shoulders in a gesture of wrapping up and protecting. Meghan has always tended to be the one to use signals of confidence and reassurance in the relationship, and so she reciprocates, not with a needy or vulnerable hug that might complement his gesture, but with a hand on his shoulders that is quasi-maternal and reassuring in its own right. This mix of messages could suggest Harry's keen to be protective but that Meghan's keen to show she's fine and still there to support him. A slight hint of anxiety. Judy notes, Meghan happily stops to take a rose from the small girl here, but Harry watches closely from a distance, with his lips sucked in to suggest concern or some suppressed anxiety. Body language expert on Meghan Markle's signature code twitch to emphasize baby bump. Meghan Markle has just revealed she is 6 months into her pregnancy and she clearly couldn't be any happier. The Duchess of Sussex appeared alongside her husband Prince Harry today, cradling her baby bump in a colourful purple dress and red coat. Heavily pregnant Meghan, 36, couldn't keep her hands off her growing baby bump during their first official engagement of 2019 as she repeatedly cupped her stomach. Sharing the news that she was due in April with a member of the public during their walkabout, Meghan also revealed that she didn't know the sex of her baby because she wanted it to be a surprise. Meghan emphasized her baby bump by opening her coat during the meet and greet, which body language expert Judy James explained has become the royal signature code twitch. Judy explained all about Meghan's favorite hand-cupping gesture as she analyzed the former actress's movements during the royal visit to Birkenhead. Find out what Judy had to say about how Meghan is reveling in her pregnancy and how Harry is immersed in his father-to-be experience. In a cute upgrade of her previous baby bump body language, Meghan managed to pull out all the stops in Birkenhead today in terms of, not so subtly, emphasizing and featuring her pregnancy to the hosts and waiting crowds. It's good to see her put any cool mom displays to one side and signal open pride and joy in what she and Harry have managed to achieve. The left-handed cupping gesture might be one we've seen before, but there were several bump reveal gestures thrown in there too, just in case anyone might have missed the fact that Meghan is blissfully pregnant. Stepping round from the car to greet the hosts, Meghan begins with one hand cradling her bum, but the looming handshakes meant she needs to free up both hands, meaning her coat falls over the bump itself, hiding it from the fans. In a swift reveal gesture, Meghan pulls the coat back from the bump with her bag hand as she performs her greeting rituals, a bit like a stagehand pulling the curtain back to reveal the star of the show. She repeats this coat-twitching gesture enough times to suggest it is a signature trait for showing off her bump, and even when her coat is done up over it, her hand-cupping gesture ensures the outline is obvious. Her open excitement also shows in her gleaming eye expression, although her raised brows and asymmetric smile with a slight slew to the left looks like a suggestion to the fans that she's like a little bit of empathy for her pregnant state too. Harry's hand placed flat on the small of Meghan's back suggests not only some protective feelings towards her, but it could hint that he's been to all the fathering classes too and knows just where the aches might be. The more predominant back-touching gestures are still from Meghan to him, though, and they continue to suggest a sense of quasi-maternal approval and guidance. He gets a special reward pat from Meghan when he holds up a teddy bear and pulls faces at the small children in the crowd to display his paternal tendencies. Harry does seem immersed in his father-to-be experience. In one telling gesture of empathy, he even mimes the same bump cradling movement his wife is using, placing one hand over his own stomach and inside his coat. Please like, comment, and subscribe to channel. Thank you for watching my video.